On today's Solo Saturday news, WWE are planning a ridiculous mega match. A WrestleMania 41 world title match makes WWE history. A Backstage report says that WWE are preparing to make an outstanding offer to one AEW star. And we've got the truth behind why Hendry was chosen to be Randy Orton's WrestleMania 41 opponent. Hello everyone, I am Gareth. You are watching WhatCulture Wrestling on this fine Saturday morning on my own because Phil's off gallivanting around America living his best life, so send all the love and just well wishes to that man, and hopefully he comes back in one piece because we need him. This is really hard to do on your own. So yeah, it's been a while since I've done this, but we've got loads of interesting stuff to talk about today, so I'm going to dive right into it. I marched forward a little bit because my mic's like down here that I'm like talking into, so I'm not just trying to hide away from the camera. But you don't want to hear all that. You want to hear about this first story that we're going to talk about, because WWE seem to be planning a quite ridiculous match, and that's saying a lot. We've had some ridiculous stuff over the last couple of years, but this is going to be something else if it does happen. So we were looking at the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the latest one that's dropped. Obviously, it drops towards the end of the week. We always have a lot of stories that we talk about on the Saturday news about it. This one's a biggie because earlier in the week, Corey Hayes said that there is a pitch for Travis Scott and John Cena to work in a tag match, at some point in 2025, so at some point this year. Obviously, Travis Scott was very much involved in a few big moments over the last couple of months. The Elimination Chamber stuff where he battered Cody Rhodes, and then WrestleMania. Yeah, we did all that stuff and appeared, and everyone was waiting for The Rock, and The Rock didn't turn up. It was just Travis Scott doing Travis Scott things. But if you're not a fan of that, well, unlucky, because it does look like that we could be getting, I'm getting words caught in my throat just thinking about this, but we could be getting more Travis Scott alongside John Cena. But Dave Meltzer mentioned in this Observer newsletter thing that the possibility is for Cena and Scott to team up to take on Cody Rhodes and Bad Bunny. So here's the quote. There have already been reports of Scott and Cena doing a tag team match. The theory was Bad Bunny would be on the other side. Rhodes would make the most sense as the partner, but that aspect wasn't confirmed to us, past the idea that if it is done, they'd need a wrestler of the level of Cena on the face side. And when it comes to mega stars, baby faces, that kind of stuff, Cody Rhodes is your guy. CM Punk maybe is another babyface level superstar character that could probably go toe to toe with John Cena, but it would make sense for Cody Rhodes after everything that's happened to him, the beef that he's got with Travis Scott, give him that receipt back at WrestleMania, didn't he? It would make a lot of sense for this to happen. Then you've got these two music megastars in Bad Bunny and Travis Scott, who are both clearly very passionate about WWE, just getting in there, doing the thing. It was said, I believe, earlier this week when The Rock did his Pat McAfee appearance, oh boy, that Scott is apparently, or plans to train in the ring with Booker T, because Booker T's obviously got his training school, wrestling school that he does. So yeah, but The Rock isn't really sure if that training's already started or not. I mean, you'd like to think if they are going to have a match at some point, or if he's going to have a match, Travis Scott, at some point later in the year, he probably does want to get training right away. It's not something that you want to do with just a few sessions under your belt. You want to get those reps in, so to speak. So yeah, that's the big one with the whole Travis Scott tag match alongside John Cena deal. Let me know what you think of that in the comments below. Do you want to see them take on Cody Rhodes and Bad Bunny, or do you want to see them take on a different tag team? And if so, I want to know what that tag team is in those comments. Let me know. But obviously, we've got a lot of fallout from WrestleMania 41, and we've had it all for the last week. And a big thing that a lot of people were keeping their eye on was Dave Meltzer's 5-star rating stuff. I don't know why I'd call it the 5-star rating stuff. It's star ratings, you know what I mean? So that a lot of people take these as gospel for some reason, even though it's just one guy's opinion. But they are important to some people. It is what it is. But something quite big, I guess, a history-making moment happened when he dropped his latest ratings, because obviously they were to do with WrestleMania and all that kind of stuff. We got the first WWE women's 5-star match, according to Dave Meltzer. All right, so we've had a lot of matches that have come close over the years, but I don't think we've had one that's got those 5 stars. If I'm so wrong with this story, let me know in the comments. If there is just a hidden one that I've completely forgot about, let me know. But Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair got that 5 stars. And to be honest, yeah, best match of the entire 2-night event. injected a lot of energy back into me after I kind of didn't think night one was great. Obviously, I like the main event of night one, but everything else I was a bit like, oh, is that it? Okay. Whereas that actual match was something that just reignited my soul, that opening match. It was awesome. Probably maybe alongside the Owen-Brett match, like the best opener in WrestleMania history. I can't think of many that top it, but if you can, let me know in the comments. Some other notable star ratings as well. Actually, before I get there, it is worth mentioning that the only other, I believe, again, if I'm wrong, let me know, the only other North American women's match to hit that like 5-star rating was Toni Storm versus Mariah May quite recently. So yeah, but more on Mariah May later. That's why I needed to just drop her in there. But other notable ratings from WrestleMania include 4 3/4 stars for Punk versus Rollins versus Reigns, 1 3/4 for Charlotte versus Tiffy. Dave was not a fan. And then 1 3/4 for the main event of night 2, which was obviously Cena and Cody Rhodes and Travis Scott. So yeah, clearly not a fan of those matches. I don't think a lot of people were. But yeah, let me know what you think of those matches in the comments, what ratings you give them as well. And we'll move on now to obviously the person that I just mentioned, Mariah May, because Mariah May has been in a lot of the headlines recently because a lot of people have been talking about her potentially going over to WWE. It looks now, we're getting the feeling that her time in AEW seems to have come to an end. And if it ended with that Hollywood ending against Toni Storm, then wow, what an ending. That is how it's done. So the rumors have been going around. A lot of people have been talking about it. And now a new report by WrestleVotes from this week's Backstage Pass has revealed that WWE are apparently planning on making what's classed as an outstanding offer for Mariah May to come obviously and join WWE once she's like actually a free agent, because I don't think she is a free agent at this exact moment. Like there's just a lot of rumbling, a lot of talking going on. Her contract's reportedly set to expire later in the year. I'm not sure exactly when that is. I think the information might be out there, I'm not sure. But according to reports as well, AEW are apparently planning on trying to re-sign her to a deal to like keep her with them, because why wouldn't you? Because she's such a like a potential-filled talent, if that's even like a term. Do you know what I mean? Like she's someone that could do so much in AEW still. She's still super young, so much potential, so much talent, so much ability, and just, yeah, marketability. She just screams superstar whenever you look at Mariah May. So you can see why WWE are interested. You can see why AEW want to keep her. But to be honest, this is why having two massive promotions in like North American wrestling in particular, having these two big promotions who've got all the money is such a good thing, because now the ball is in Mariah May's court. She can do whatever she wants. If she wants to stay with AEW a bit longer and get some more reps under her belt and just get a bit more, feel like a bit of a bigger fish in a, not a smaller pond, but just a pond that's just not like WWE's pond right now. It's just a very different atmosphere. If she wants to do that for a little bit longer, then great, go and do that. But if she does really want to go and test herself in WWE, it's a different environment. I think I've read somewhere that she's always wanted to go to WWE at some point, because, you know, a lot of wrestlers want to do that. I don't know if I've just made that up. If I have, I'm sorry, Mariah May. I might have just been manifesting it because I want to see you take on Tiffany Stratton and just go watch that match. So yeah, that's something we'll keep an eye on, because yeah, there's going to be a lot more maybe twists and turns in this Mariah May. I don't want to call it a saga because it doesn't seem that dramatic, but the contract stuff that's happening with Mariah May. Okay, so the last big story that we are going to talk about today is obviously there was a big surprise, huge surprise at WrestleMania when none other than Joe Hendry appeared as Randy Orton's Mania opponent out of nowhere. I believe I lost my mind. That was another moment where I was like, okay, this feels like WrestleMania. This is a weird, surreal thing, and I'm totally here for it. And seeing Joe Hendry's face just spin around and smack, it was great. I was loving life for him, so it was a good time. But in the latest Observer, we've actually found out like why he was chosen, or like specifically who chose him, kind of thing. So yeah, Meltzer talks about a lot of things, like why didn't they go for like Aleister Black or Rusev or Sami Zayn or Jeff Cobb, those kind of people that we've got, people who are returning, people who be debuting. Like, why didn't you go for those names in that spot? Because like somebody else, like they would have either got a giant pot, they would have had a longer match, whatever it is. Like, why didn't you go for these people? But he said the answer's obvious. It was specifically told to him regarding Jeff Cobb in particular that it made no sense to have him get squashed by Orton, as it was clear that Cena versus Orton was the direction since Backlash is in St. Louis, which now I believe we've now had confirmed that Cena versus Orton is going to happen at Backlash, like the one last time. I've not watched all the SmackDown yet. I've watched those clips, but sometimes it's early in the morning. My brain plays tricks on me, so yeah. I think that is happening. But also, within this little section where he's talking about Joe Hendry and Orton and the big WrestleMania match, he just talks about a few other things, but he says, it should be noted that Orton was given a list of several people and given the option of choosing his opponents after Kevin Owens was injured. Hendry was his choice. So Randy Orton clearly believes in Joe Hendry. Like, he was like, yeah, that's the guy. And it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. We met him when we were doing the tour recently, had a good chat with him backstage. It just seems like a guy who's really driven, really just wants to achieve everything he can in this business, and I want the world for that man, because he just seems like somebody who does really put in the effort, put in the miles. Like, he shows up, he's there for his fans, that kind of thing. So it's nice seeing nice things happen to good people. So good for you, Joe Hendry. And Randy Orton's clearly a fan, and that's not a bad thing. What a week he's had. He's wrestled Randy Orton. He's had Randy Orton pretty much say, yeah, I want you to be chosen. And I think he popped up in NXT, didn't he? He's having a good life. He's doing all right, okay, Joe Hendry. So don't worry about him. Let me know what you think of all these stories in the comments right down below. And yeah, you can like, subscribe, ring the bell, that kind of stuff. I clearly do this an awful lot on my own, news-wise, but I think I'm going to be doing it again relatively soon. So get used to this face rambling on his own. Also, go and buy WhatCulture merch. There you go. I'm contractually obliged to do that. Yeah, go and buy the merch. It's nice merch. I wear it in my own time. It's very comfy, very cozy. So go and do that. Go and get some merch. I'm going to bring this video to an end with my rambles. Follow myself on Twitter, X, whatever it is, at gmorgan04. Follow myself on Instagram, at Gareth Morgram. And then if you're into personal training and fitness and all that stuff, or maybe just want to look at the kind of delicious food that I put in my body, then go on at fitness.focus.gm on Instagram as well. I've got a little link to it on my Gareth Morgram Instagram. So click on that, give that a follow, give it a subscribe if you can do that on Instagram. Just don't send me weird messages. Send me inspirational quotes about how you like lifting things, and I will bring this video to an end with my bald head because I love Ricochet. Damn, that's gimmick infringement. My face is melting. Bye now.